Now, if this were a one-day click attribution window, then only Google will get credit for it. Simply put, a particular touchpoint gets credit for a sale if it falls within a certain number of days. And in this case, it's 1 day we're talking about. But if we change the attribution window to 7 days, then both Meta and Google will claim credit for the same sale. Let's expand our example and look at a more complicated scenario. So in this example, there are touch points from Google on the 5th, TikTok on the 6th, Meta on the 7th, and finally another touch point by Google on the 9th where the customer actually purchases. So if you were to look at attribution from a 7-day window point of view, this is what you will get. Meta, TikTok, and Google will all claim credit for the same sale, and they would be correct because all of them touched that particular sale at some point or the other in the last 7 days. However, from a merchant's perspective, this is still one order and there are 3 platforms taking credit for the same sale. From a merchant's perspective, it is still one sale, but each of the platforms are rightly claiming that sale to be theirs. To address this exact problem, we need multi-touch attribution. Now, traditionally, people solved this problem by giving 100% of the credit to the last touch, and that is still the default mode for Google Analytics. Then as things got more sophisticated, people started giving linear attribution, which really means is equal credit to all channels or all touch points or campaigns. And finally, now the newer generation of attribution apps, think Northbeam, Triple Whale, Socio, Rockerbox, they have what I call a point of view on attribution. So this is not a real example, but an attribution app could have said, we give 0 credit to Google because it was brand search, but Meta gets 40% and TikTok gets 60% of the credit. Another app may reverse the credit ratio between Meta and TikTok. We have what is called weighted attribution. What that means is we will take the multiple touch points that we have and assign each campaign, each particular click a certain weight. But the important point to notice is that it will always add up to 1. So let's look at an example. In this particular case, we've got 2 touch points from Meta, one from TikTok and one from Clearview. And we've given Clearview 0 credit. And again, this is a made-up example. This does not represent either Socio or Northbeam's methodology. But to make a point, both of Meta's campaign got separate attribution. TikTok got some credit, but Clearview got nothing. Triple Whale has a slightly different methodology. They have their own attribution model called triple pixel model. And what they do is they give full credit to the last touch point in a particular channel. Now let's talk about cash versus accrual. So let's take this simple example here. A customer came on the 7th of Feb from Meta, 8th from TikTok, and finally on the 9th, they purchased for $200 via Google Ads. Now, what happens is your ROAS for that sale would be reported on the 9th, and on the 9th, on a 7-day click, let's say it's a weighted linear model, everybody gets equal weightage. So in this example, Meta got 1/3 of the credit, TikTok got 1/3, and Google got 1/3. So on the 9th, you will see inside of these platforms, they will all claim one sale, but inside of your multi-touch attribution app, like a Triple Whale, Socio, Northbeam, Rockerbox, you will see they shared the credit on the 9th. But one very interesting thing to note is Meta's actual click that got that customer to your site happened on the 7th. The ad impression happened on the 7th and the click happened on the 7th. Likewise, the ad impression and click for TikTok happened on the 8th and for Google on the 9th. Here's an idea. What if we gave that attribution, that credit, not on the 9th when the transaction happened, but on the day of the click, which is on the 7th for Meta, on the 8th for TikTok, and on the 9th for Google. Now that is called accrual-based reporting, whereas the previous one is called cash-based reporting. Now, cash-based is how in-platform reports. Accrual-based is how some of the newer apps, like again, TikTok, I assume Rockerbox as well. I've not used Rockerbox, so I don't know enough about them. But I know Northbeam primarily relies on accrual. Triple Whale calls cash versus accrual as event date versus click date. So event date is when the actual sale event happened, and click date is when the actual click happened. That is what accrual accounting is. Some of those clicks today resulted in some revenue, and that's 50% of today's revenue. But there were also some clicks today that did not result in conversions.
Right.
Right? They may convert in the future.
Mm-hmm.
how much revenue will go up, how much ROAS will go up once these conversions happen 7 days, 10 days, 30 days, 40 days down the road. We don't know that. But if we knew that information today, we could actually do better budget management, as we saw in the previous example with the 2nd of Jan, ROAS climbing up 40%. That predicted increase in ROAS is called conversion lift. How much ROAS or return on ad spend will go up in the next 7 days, 30 days, 60 days. That estimate is called conversion lift. So conversion lift is our way of measuring the impact of today's clicks and impressions on revenue in the future within a time period. So within 7 days, will I get more sales from the ads that are served today and the clicks I got today? That measurement is called conversion lift. If you liked what you saw and would like access to it, all you have to do is go to freethepixel.com and get on the waitlist, and we're doing our best to roll out invites as quickly as we can. If you have any questions for me, you can always tweet at me and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Have a good day.